What if Deku was part Frieza? I know you guys were saying it was a Crochet or whatever, but I'm just going to keep it called part Frieza. And I'm sorry for uploading so late. I had to go to a hockey game that I had to play in, so yeah, let's get into it. So, where I left off, All Might was standing speechless that somebody knew his secret that he never even, knew. Like, somebody knew his secret that he didn't know. So he was like, oh, what the heck? Oh, so that all passes, and now it's training for 10 months. And you know how Frieza's race, basically they get stronger, immensely powerful over time of training. Like, they can get really powerful within, a couple months of just training. As Frieza got powerful in 4 months of training, since Deku was training in 10 months, he's going to master Golden Form Frieza. I'm just going to say Master Golden Form Frieza, but he doesn't like using it just because since he mastered it, there's no energy drain on him. So, he can use it easily. Now it's time for the entrance exam. So, Frieza basically So, Deku is there, and he's just walking around, and he's just sitting in the back. They explain it. He does the theory exam, gets 100%. Now it's the practical exam. If you're wondering, I think Frieza's actually really, really smart. Not really sure. It's kind of hard to tell, but he acts like he's smart, so I'm just going to say he is. So yeah, he aces that, and then it's time for the practical exam. So basically, he just lifts up one of his hands when people are, as soon as President Mike says go, before anyone starts running, Deku just gets massive red ki blast in his hand and just throws it right at the city, leveling the entire city. It didn't even disperse. It could have kept going on to the next city, but Deku just slapped the ki blast, destroying it, and all of the pros, heroes, and the teachers were in awe at this kid's strength that he just leveled their entire city. And All Might was wondering, hey, that's that kid that knew my secret. Wonder if he's a villain or something. Can't imagine me trying to defeat him if he was a villain. He just leveled the whole city. I'm gonna say there was 10,000 points of points worth of robots, basically. So he instantly just got 10,000 points, and they're like, crap, I guess we have to add 3 0-pointers, and whoever can take them down with a team down will get 1,000 points, and they will be distributed against the team. Everyone was shocked at how he just destroyed it, and he's like, I guess I've won. As he flies over, he just teleports right into the teacher's lounge observation area and says, so, how did I do? And they all jumped back a little bit, and then All Might walks up to him, and he's like, how did you know my secret? And he's like, oh, it's your ki. I could feel it. They're the exact same. It was the exact same as All Might's. And he's like, what? How'd you know? And he's like, I told you, your ki felt the exact same as All Might and the other person. So, you're All Might. And he's like, fine. So they just dropped the 0-pointers right in. As Deku's like, well, I'm gonna go do something. And they're like, wait, don't destroy it. And he's like, oh, come on, that's the point of the test. As he hops out the window and starts flying towards the robots. As people couldn't destroy it, they couldn't even lay a dent on them. And the 0-pointers were crushing everybody. And one was about to stomp on one when Deku just jumped in and punched a massive hole right through it. And he was like, "Oh, I don't think that will be necessary," as he grabs his head and just throws it into the air. And then sends one small little energy blast going right in, and then it expands, destroying it, basically making it explode. As he does this for all three and says, "Well, I think I've won." As he just walks out, everyone's like, "Geez, man, I hope we get some points. That guy's way too strong, too confident at that too." And Deku's just like, "Oh, I know I won, and I know I did the best. Nobody could compare against me." As he's just walking away. Wait. Did I say that Bakugo still bullied Deku? I'm just gonna say Bakugo still bullied Deku because Deku didn't really understand how to, he didn't understand how to use his powers until he was 10 years old, he knew his powers were destructive, so he hid them from Bakugo, just saying, and he was quirkless, and he was quirkless, so he told Bakugo, and Bakugo would bully him. Even though Deku was insanely strong, he'd let it happen. So 2 weeks pass, and Deku comes to UA, and he sees Bakugo there, and he's like, "Well, I didn't expect to see that arrogant fool here." So Bakugo's like, "What the hell are you talking about, Deku?" And he's like, "Oh, shut up, Bakugo. I've always been stronger than you, but I hid it. I hid my strength." I'm just going to say Frieza's race. I'm making this completely up, but he has some kind of Zenkai boost, but a smaller version of it. It's not as full scale of a Zenkai boost as the Saiyans, but he still has a Zenkai boost, I'm just going to say, but it's very, very weak compared to it. He's like, "Every time you punched me, every time you kicked me, every time you used your quirk on me, I'd get stronger. And eventually I've gotten so strong that I could destroy you in one flick of my pinky. Now why don't you shut up and sit down?" Spocky goes like, "Oh yeah, you want to go?" He's like, "Yeah, let's do this." As Deku just is about to punch him, and Bakugo's about to blast him, and Aizawa just walks in, and he's like, "What the hell?" He's like, "Well, I guess I'll just watch how this plays out." As Deku's about to punch him, but dodges the explosion instead of punching, and then flicks with his pinky finger to the top of Bakugo's head, just knocking him out instantly, and Deku just bends down and he's like, "Aw, too bad. I was only using not even 1% of my power. I think I just destroyed the top dog besides me. Guess everybody else is just too weak." As he goes and sits down. I'm gonna say, every time Bakugo's too sure of himself, Deku just knocks him out with his pinky. And Bakugo gets pretty pissed by this, but he's like, he can't do anything because Deku's stronger than him. It's kind of like how Kendo and Monoma are. Kendo knocks him out or something whenever he gets too sure of himself, so it's kind of like that. So he just knocks him out, and the class is in awe. What the hell? And then everyone realizes, "Hey, that's that kid that destroyed the whole city." It's like, "Yes, I am, you stupid mortal." As he just sits down. He's like, "Why the hell do you call us mortals? Does your quirk make you immortal or something?" It's like, "What's this so-called quirk you guys keep talking about?" And they're like, "How do you not know what a quirk is? You obviously have one." He's like, "No, I'm quirkless. I'm the reincarnation of Frieza, the Emperor of the Universe. Now you're trapped before I kill you." And everyone's like, "So hero-like." It's like, what the hell? It's not as bad as Bakugo, but he's still, sure of himself. And he's not as much as a crybaby as Frieza was in the Saiyan arc. He's more of, the Emperor type of person he was in Resurrection F, I'd say. Or in, the Tournament of Power, he wasn't as strong as him in the tournament. Well, he basically is as strong as Frieza in the Tournament of Power just because Frieza, I'm going to say, probably mastered it. And since Deku mastered it, he's as strong as him easily. So you could pretty much compare against some of the top people. He could almost destroy the entire Z Fighters if it wasn't for Goku. I don't think Vegeta was in the Z Fighters, though. But yeah, he basically so strong, and he just sits down and he's like, if you guys want to talk, why don't you fight me? I took down the top dog in this class with ease, so I would shut up. As he just sits down, and I was always like, well, now that that's done, put these uniforms on and go outside. Everyone complies instead of going to orientation because they don't want to see how that would play out. And now they do the quirk tests. And Deku obviously gets first in all of them, and now it's time for the ball throw. Deku just takes his hand back, and he's like, if you guys know how to throw, like get into like a baseball pitcher's position, then slowly move your hand back, slowly move your leg, and just like pretend to soft throw the ball, like just lob the ball, and like it go nowhere. That's basically what he did, and it destroyed the moon. He just broke the moon, and everyone's like, "Oh, he destroyed the moon!" No, what the heck? Why'd you destroy the moon? He's like, "Oh, be quiet. We don't need no moon." They do, but sake of story, I don't care. And I hope you guys did enjoy. I wish I could have kept watching One Punch Man Season 2, but I had to record this. See ya, guys. Bye.